OC. Now when you talking to OC, game lacing, no fee. You tuned in once, now tune in twice. They say life's a gamble when we rolling the dice. Well, if that's the case, everything here is 4-3 and 7 on they ass when we talking with OC Claiborne. Real with it, homie, he baseborn. Ain't tripping on these other podcasts cause they born. Pumping through your dial, it'll be worthwhile. And he yelling from the crest, they yelling that turf wild. Check the profile, every way he move is legit. If he put you on the station, then you know it's a hit. And ain't gon' quit, you can tell the way that I spit. Every word come with flames on it, fire the pit. CCC, 7th letter, we BG. Clocking dollars like we scamming off this EDD. King of the hill, rest in peace, the king of the pill. That's Diz and Mac Dre, boy, I'm keeping it trill. Go. Now we talking with OC. Now we talking with OC. Now we talking with OC. Game lacing with no feet. Now we talking with OC. Now we talking with OC. Now we.
Hey, this is Talking with OC. I'm your host, OC. Got a couple of things I want to get to this morning. First of all, I want to say shout out to Coolio the Underdog for giving me that great intro. I love it. I need to hook up with him to get do some more things. But yeah, that's my guy. And I want to thank Mac Mall for shout out to Mac Mall for continuing to grind. And I see you out there, brother. I see you doing your shows, and I see you getting booked, and I see you doing your thing, man. Your book, outstanding. Just want to give a shout out to my Cuddy and let them know, this is what we're doing. Oh, and I also, over the weekend, one of my dearest family members, one of my aunties, had a birthday party. I couldn't. Her name is Elaine Hicks. I couldn't get to it because I had to work, but I wanted to extend my happiest birthdays to you. You don't look your age. You look like I would say 20 years younger than what you are, and that's just a testament to our family and our family genes. I really want to wish you a happy birthday. I know everybody is happy that you've hit this plateau. And I just want to say again, happy birthday to my auntie, Elaine Hicks. I know I've seen some good pictures. I've seen some good video of people singing happy birthday. So I just wanted to make sure I got mine in. And, it's good to have family members. I got a lot of family members on my dad's side. My dad, mom and dad had 11 children. Rest in peace, the youngest boy in their family, Uncle Victor. And everybody else is still here. It's a blessing that you have the family members and you could get these stories from them, and you could just be around them and talk to them. It's a blessing. And I know her kids, Dion, Durante, and Ranisha is loving the fact that they got their mom here, that they get spoiled and that they could talk to anytime they need to, and they just can love upon their mom. I admire that. I appreciate that. And I just love how us as a family, individually, we do this with our parents, and because we've been taught to be this way, respectful. We've been taught to be nurturing to our parents, and just abide by just respecting our parents and doing the things with ourselves to respect ourselves and garner the respect from our kids too as well. So shouts out again to my auntie Elaine Hicks. Happy birthday, lady. Other news, I've been sitting up here. I was watching this television. I just been watching Russell Wilson is going to the signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that's a good move. I think that's a great move. I think the Steelers gonna be solid at that position, quarterback at that position. And I'm just anxious to see how this whole AFC shake out, because we got some new coaches in the AFC. We got some new things going on in the AFC. Like you jump over to the LA Chargers. My coach's brother is out there doing this thing there right now, and I know they're gonna be competitive. So it's just in the Pittsburgh Steelers is in my division that I rep the Ravens. The Pittsburgh Steelers are in our division, and my daughter, she likes the Pittsburgh Steelers. So that's another thing that we have fun with is the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Baltimore Ravens. And the Baltimore Ravens, I think they're going after or haven't already signed the other running back from Tennessee, the big Henry from Tennessee Titans. That's going to be a great thing to see this season. So it's going to be action packed in the NFL. I can't wait to watch and can't wait to see what's going on with these different teams as they retool to get back to the championship. Tinseltown, Titletown, excuse me. Titletown is in Kansas City. So we want to see what we could do. It's in the AFC. The AFC teams is man, they black and blue. AFC is black and blue. We don't if you play us, you battle tested when you come out of the AFC. You battle tested. So it came true, just a little fun fact. It came true. You know how people say, well, my team beat your team, so my team should be able to beat this other team that you beat. So, that came to fruition. We beat the 49ers on Christmas. Couldn't get back to the big dance to play them again. But the team that beat the conference that beat them, which is us, won the whole thing. So that goes to show you that we battle tested and ready to go. So with that being said, I'm loving this platform I got. Just talking with OC. I'm your host, OC. And I'm loving this platform. I showed earlier my partner in crime. I showed earlier in not in crime, but in podcasting, Big AC. I showed his logo on here. I showed my logo. My logo is at the top of the screen. So, you know what I'm saying? Talking with OC.com. I was having some problems with my shows getting over to my website. So you can find the podcast on every podcast outlet. It's distributed to every podcast outlet. I got to find out the problem for my website. So I'm going to be working on that. But that's good. That's good. So, so I was just looking at this sports news in South Carolina, and I think it was LSU got into a shoving match, and that was intense. That was intense for women's basketball. That's intense, and it seems like the LSU coach she won all the smoke. She won all the smoke. But the South Carolina coach Don Staley say it's unfortunate that happened, and she apologized to everybody because that's not how her team is put together. That's not what they do. And so the two contrasts, it's gonna make for a great matchup again when they play again. It's gonna make for a great rivalry. That's what it's gonna be if they can calm these girls down and have them these women down, and have them check their emotions and play great in between those lines, play intense in between those lines, and leave it there. One of the girls' brothers jumped over the scores table to see about his sister, which is I would have done the same thing to see about my sister. If it was shoving match going on, anything like that, and my sister was playing, I would have did the same thing. So but he didn't touch nobody. He didn't slap nobody. He didn't get into it with nobody. It was just a situation. So like Stephen A. said, I'm watching First Take. We can give him a little pass, but that other team, LSU, man, y'all coach want all the smoke, and I don't think that's the direction to go. But it's gonna be good for a rivalry thing. It's gonna be good for that. So I'm gonna tune in and watch that. I want to send another shout out to Cecily. She does a women's basketball or she does a sports show. Period. I'm not gonna just say it's limited to women. I'm just gonna say it's a sports show. Period. And she just got it all going over there. She got it all going on over there, and I love her podcast. I just don't know I just got to get the real name of the podcast, but she's doing her thing over there with that commentary. Boy, she goes off. I wish I could have played a clip from it, but I don't have the clip tuned up. She's really into it, and I like that passion. So. Shout out to Sess. By the way, I have a conversation with her on Talking with OC. If you go up and look at it, Talking with OC. If you go up and go to Spotify, you can listen to it. Or if you go into every podcast outlet, you can find the conversation that I got with Sess on Talking with OC. So Talking with OC is a podcast, Black owned. I just I put up shows. I got about like 60 something shows on the thing. I just figured it out. Damn near 60 something shows that are done. And I didn't even know it. That's how into it I'll be, as I didn't even know it. So yeah, so just moving right along. Last time I was on Talking with OC, I had said some things about uh, Nelly's comments about came up in the roughest. He was a part of the roughest time in hip hop. The toughest time in hip hop, the toughest time in hip hop. And it was like the way that they quoted him, they were saying like he was saying that was the toughest time period. That was and it's like when what comes to your mind, what came to my mind was the roughest time or the gangsterest time or in hip hop or whatever. But that's not how it was said. When I went and watched the shop, I want to give a shout out to the shop. Those guys over there at that podcast is doing a wonderful job. They have wonderful conversations with wonderful people. And this particular show, the shop, this particular show on the shop, they talked to Cedric the Entertainer, they talked to Nelly, and they talked to that coach, the women's coach that coached in the NBA with Greg Popovich, who went to the WNBA and won championships. I forget her name, but excuse me, I forget her name. I'm sorry about that. I forget her name, but she's very knowledgeable about basketball, and she's a great coach. But anyway. Back to Nelly. Nelly said that they was talking, they had a Grammy conversation. Country Grammar came out, his first album, and it went gold real quick, and then it went platinum. But he was never nominated for that album for best album of the year or new artist of the year at the Grammys. He was not nominated for any of those awards, so he didn't get that. So they was talking about that, and then they moved into the other part of the conversation where he says that. Nelly says that it's the toughest time in hip hop, roughest time in hip hop, because he's right, because I have to change my stance on it. He's right because of who they had to fight for, what they had to fight for to get the top spot. They had to fight for to get the top spot, and that's he had to fight all kind of artists to get to the top spot. You know what I'm saying? And that in itself was that in itself was crazy. That in itself was crazy to do, to fight for that spot when you battling other artists to get to that spot. When Hove said it's them Pimp Juice and us. You know what I'm saying? That line, that bar was from that show. I mean that song. Excuse me, what's your name? Ooh, oh. Hey, it was from that song, and they was really fighting for that top spot, But I don't see how he couldn't have been. Oh, I could see how he couldn't have been nominated for Country Grammar, not because it wasn't good. It was because the timing of it when it came out and all of that type of stuff. Because he said it the next year when it was when the Grammys came back, Alicia Keys won Best New Artist and won, which she should have won, and so that came out of his mouth. So I really respect Nelly and Nelly's career. I really respect the what he has said. Once I got the whole interview, once I went and got the whole interview, like we should before we speak, I got the whole interview, and it was in that context. What I also liked about the show is they gave Cedric the Entertainer a platform to really explain what the Cat Williams stuff was about, and how he explained it was wonderful. How he explained it was on point. I mean, to accuse somebody of stealing a joke, as opposed to what he's talking about is cultural. That's two different things. I mean, comedians, they joke about everything. Comedians joke about everything. So when a comedian gets a joke and they tailor it to themselves, they tailor it to something that they think is funny. They do the joke. Regardless of what somebody did about it, or it may be similar. They doing the joke, and it's gonna be funny. They get it out there and they do it. Everybody is able to make money in this business, That's what I'm seeing. So all of the comedian on comedian hate is it's interesting. It's interesting and it's entertaining. It's interesting and entertaining. So I go about my day looking at that sometimes. The interesting part of it, the entertainment part of it. I went back and I looked at some of the Cat Williams episode on Shay Shay Club Shay Shay. I looked at the context everything was saying in. I want to see the context everything is saying in. And so I mean, Cat, I don't know Cat, but from looking at that interview, it seemed like he had a lot on his chest and that he had to get off, and he got it off. But that doesn't make it. That doesn't make everything that he's saying true. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make everything that he's saying true. Some of the stuff, it could be true, but I don't know. I wasn't in that world, and I'm not in that world, so I can't really say what's true and false. But from listening to other artists, like other comedians, like Cedric the Entertainer, I listened to what he had to say about it. Who else did I listen to? I listened to Ice Cube, what Ice Cube had to say about Friday, and where he said some of the stuff that Cat Williams said is true, but some of it was not true. Like when Ricky Smiley was supposed to be Money Mike. That may have been true that Cat helped bring that character out and write some of the stuff, but it's not true that this is how the scene was structured as far as Money Mike getting raped in the bathroom. That didn't happen. And I'm pretty sure Cube wouldn't write that in Friday After Next. He wouldn't write that in there like that. I don't think that they would write that in there like that. So that's how that works. But that Cat Williams interview took Shay Shay to a different level, and I applaud that. I love that. I love how these conversations is bringing a lot of money to people that's in this space. I love that. I love it. And so just my thing is just keep going, keep getting the top notch talent in there on that couch and talking to them. Keep giving them that cognac, and your show is going to continue to thrive, brother. I want to give a shout out to Shannon Sharp. I don't even know Shannon Sharp, but giving a shout out to Shannon Sharp for the things that he's done in the NFL, for being a Hall of Famer, for moving over into this digital space and killing it. So I want to give a shout out to them, and much respect, and hopefully that continued success is what I look at, the continued success. So that's me. I want everybody to win. So this is Talking with OC. I'm your host, OC. I always put in, when I go in people's DMs on Instagram and people's messaging on Facebook, I'm trying to, drum up conversations that I want to talk about on Talking with OC. I'm not in nobody's DM to be in there blowing smoke up their ass or just praising them for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get at nobody in the DMs or nothing. I'm not trying to slide like that. But I just be putting a little stuff in there to see if I can get some good people on this show on my Talking with OC platform. That would bring a lot of attention. That would bring just a great conversation to people. It's a lot of questions I want to ask certain people. If you go on the YouTube page, Talking with OC, you will see some of the bits and pieces of moments I didn't have with people up there. You see, I talked to LL. He was gracious enough to bring me on his Instagram during the pandemic to have a little conversation with him. He seemed like he a down to earth fella. He seemed like he got that killer instinct. He got that killer instinct. That's why I like LL. He got that killer instinct, like Jordan. Like Jordan was on the basketball court. LL is like that in the rap world. He's always been like that. It's always been one of my favorites. Always been one of my favorites to talk to. I mean, to listen to his music. And when I got a chance to talk to him, it was a cool conversation. Cool conversation. Little conversation. Somebody sent me the video and I posted it. So it was cool. I got a chance to talk to some other rappers Barry Legends, Mac Mall, Sleep Dank, who was on just been on a lot of podcasts lately, talking about his story and talking about what from his perspective, things that didn't happen. I love that. I love that. I got a chance to talk to him. He was one of my supporters, one of my early supporters. When he, when I asked these gut fellas to come on, it's not about money. It's about, how can I help you and how can I help you further your podcast. So I love that, and I want to give a shout out to everybody that has come on talking with OC. Everybody that has come on talking with OC. I can't name everybody because I don't want to leave nobody out. So that's why I say a shout out to everybody. And so, I'm just sitting up here. I talk about a variety of different things. I'm talking with OC, variety of different things. And I don't like to talk about mess, but I like to talk about the importance to different things and to talk about what is important about what's been said, or if I have said something that I want to retract, I come back and say that. So. And I talk about relationships, and I talk about parenting and all of that type of stuff. I sprinkle a little bit of that in there because it's important that we teach our kids. It's important that we come up with new and exciting ways to parent. I'm talking about creative ways to parent, so that we can maintain this new generation through a lot of things that they're going to be going through. I know it's real new. And there's some certain things that's going on in this generation that wasn't going on in my generation. That's not having gone on in my generation. You know what I'm saying? That we've grown up with. So it's a lot of new challenges. So I just want to give a shout out to all the parents that's being creative and their parenting and being on top of their children from day one. Because that's what it takes when you're on top of your children from day one, with things that they're gonna have to be learning from you. Then you that's half the game that's done. I've seen it work. So being like that is the best thing. It's the best thing for people to be. I think. So. Just like I said, this is Talking with OC. I'm your host, OC, and we are Talking with OC. This is a podcast that's developed by me. Through watching all kind of other podcasts and watching their conversations, how they roll. Shout out to the shop. I would love watching that podcast. That podcast is man, it's wonderful conversations, barbershop conversations setting, but it's a wonderful conversations with wonderful people. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a good thing. I posted it on my site, my regular Facebook page. Is outstanding. That is an outstanding podcast. I want to go over to and give a shout out to Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, who are doing all the Smoke Podcast show podcast / podcast. They do a wonderful job too, talking to everybody. They talk to all of the people that's in their world. And so I love how they talk to Cedric the Entertainer. Did they talk to Cedric? No, I got him confused. No, they talked to Mike Epps. They talked to Mike Epps, and Mike Epps said some things in his interview with them that kind of got him in trouble at home. But to me, I'm looking at what he said not as to be what he said about how he wanted to be able to treat a woman in his life, and how he never treated a woman 100% good. And so what I thought he was saying was that he was learning how to do that, but I don't think that he was saying that he was cheating on his wife. I don't think that he was saying anything like that. I just think that he was saying how much he want to get personally better in his life before he leaves this world. He want to be that guy. So that's how I took it. I didn't take it as something he said to cause an argument at home. I didn't take it that way. But shout out to Mike Epps. Shout out to all the Smoke Podcasts. Vicious. Shout out to Gillian Wallow. Their podcast is turned into a show. Their podcast is off the hook. $1 million worth of game. It's a lot of podcasts out here that's really killing the space. That's really doing it wow for the space. That's really making this podcast space worthwhile to do. I like watching other podcasts and watching how they do things. The shout out to Drink Champs, one of the founding fathers of podcasts that's made it huge to what it is. I just like other podcasts. I love other podcasts. I like listening and I like hearing things that people are saying, the conversations they're having with folks, the questions that are being asked. You know what I'm saying? I pay attention to all of that. Yeah, so so yeah. So that's how that works. I was just looking at my phone. I got a little alert on my phone. So, like I said, this is Talking with OC. I'm your host, OC, and I just really, really thank everybody for tuning in, giving me a space and time to talk to you, and tell you about what's going on with me and what's going on with the world out there. I like simple things. I don't like all of the hype. I don't like all of the fanfare. I just like people to pay attention, chime in when you can, and just look at the podcast. Talking with OC. I'm your host, OC. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm sitting here looking at right now. I'm sitting here looking at First Take like I do every day. Got a routine what I do on during the week. I come up, I get up. Most days, take my daughter to work. Get my walk in, because what you do most is what you do best. So get my walk in, get that going, get my blood going. Then I look at a little First Take as I get dressed for the day, and it's just one of those days, man. It's just one of those days where you do your routine and get yourself into something, get yourself into work mode or get yourself into what mode you want to be in. Because a routine is a wonderful thing to have when you have a positive routine. I'm gonna say that positive routine, not being psychologically dependent on something negative, but being psychologically dependent on something positive is something that we all can benefit from. And so I try to do my part for my body, for my health, my overall health, and then I try to look at some stuff on TV that I like looking at. I don't want to look at something that's depressing or anything like that. So for all of y'all out there that like podcasts, Talking with OC is a great podcast with great conversations, but there's a lot of podcasts out there that have great conversations. They're interviewing a lot of good people. And so I would be remiss if I didn't say check those podcasts out. Always check out Talking with OC at talkingwithoc.com, or Talking with OC is on all major podcast outlets. And I'm going to get out of here by saying I appreciate everybody for listening, for tuning in, and everybody that has helped Talking with OC get to where Talking with OC is. And I've got a chance to get to the video part of Talking with OC. Like I said, I was. If you go to YouTube and type in Talking with OC, you can see all the videos and stuff that I've done, that I'm doing. And so, yeah, that's how I'm trying to do in this 2024 year is get the video out, get the content out. So I appreciate it, everybody. It's Talking with OC. I'm your host, OC, and we're going to ride out to my little theme song here. If it
Talking with OC, gang laced with no fee.
Gang laced with no fee. I'm gonna bring it back a little bit because everybody ain't heard it.
Now when you talking with OC, now when you talking with OC, now when you talking with OC. Gang laced
with no fee.
Tuned in once, now tune in twice. They say life's a gamble when we rolling the dice. Well, if that's the case, everything here is 4-3. And 7 on they ass when we talking with OC Claiborne. Real with it, homie, he baked born. Ain't tripping on these other podcasts, cause they born. Pumping through your dial, it'll be worthwhile. And he yelling from the crest, they yelling that turf wild. Check the profile, every way he moves is legit. If he put you on the station, then you know it's a hit. And ain't gon' quit, you can tell the way that I spit. Every word come with flames on it.